Hey guys, I'm going to introduce you to Music Label OS. It's a comprehensive resource designed to help musicians, studio professionals, managers, and music marketers so they can manage their music business. It requires Notion subscription, which you can get for free if you follow the link there. So I'll start just going through a few of the pages. What you'll notice on this first page is we have a few things set up. Right here, you can see how to navigate the whole document. Click this arrow. It'll give you a quick overview of what each of these important pages are about. Creative operations is where you store processes, tasks, different profiles or artist names that you need to keep track of. Music and digital media databases where you keep your music, where you keep your videos, your visuals. That's where you want to keep everything organized. The marketing and sales assets. That's where you keep all your marketing ideas at, your marketing campaigns. And if you are selling things such as merch, you also want to keep track of that there as well. And then final page, finance. One of the bigger pages for your music business. That's where you're going to keep track of your transactions and any accounting processes that you have to handle throughout your music career. So I'll close that up. On this first page, you have a few tabs set up for all of your tasks, your campaign calendar, all your music projects, and all your songs and tracks. You have these tabs set up so you have kind of a quick view. You'll want easy access to these things. I typically have to access these things on a daily basis, so I try to keep them at the front and center. But inside of these pages, you'll get more details on each of these things. So we'll just go quickly into each page. CreativeOps, one of my favorite pages. Here we have a few tabs set up, what you have in progress, what you have already completed, your release projects, your tracks, your task. A few links on the side for your team. You want to keep track of any collaborators that you have, any team accounts that you have. You keep track of that in here. Task, pretty self-explanatory. You'll keep track of your task in there. And processes is actually one of my favorite sections in here. In here we have kind of what processes you'll typically do working in music, whether you're working with a digital audio workstation or DAW, songwriting, collecting visuals, keeping track of success, distribution, registration, team building, so on and so forth. And inside of each of these, you'll get a few notes on what you can do in these processes, a few resources in there. Always open to adding more resources. So if you do have any that you'd like to share or see in here, please don't hesitate to reach out. I think using AI is one of the newer things that you have to deal with in this industry. We have a few tools in here as well. References. Ableton has a cool tool called Magenta Studio that you may want to check out. Lupe Fiasco actually released a tool that we reference as well called TextFX. You may want to check that out as well. But go inside of each of these processes, see what tools that we reference or recommend. You get some good ideas for how to supercharge your processes in there. So going back out, you can see the other important pages. Music, digital media database, pretty self-explanatory, but just to check it out, this is where you'll see your albums, your tracks, your videos, if you have any of those. Come back, marketing and sales assets. You'll keep track of any campaigns that you're doing, whether that's quarterly, daily, any posts that you're going to put out on your social media channels, contact lists, brand assets, that might be your logo, any photos that you use for EPKs, or if you're sending it out to any any of your contacts, you'll want to keep all that stuff organized in here. And then last, finances. You'll want to keep track of all your transactions. If you see these arrows anywhere, you want to click on here just to get some more information on what's going on these pages. For example, in this one, you'll see it talks about ways that you can handle your finances. You want to make sure you handle budgeting, royalties, investment or financing, contracts, distribution, anything like that. You'll keep track of your transactions in here, the amount, categories, paid dates, all of that will be tracked in finances. So each of these pages kept it pretty small, so it'll be useful for even somebody with a free Notion subscription. And then on the sidebar, you'll see a few tools here as well. I've included Soft Murmur, one of my favorite tools just for having some background noise, especially when you want to focus. And then on some of the other pages, like on the CreativeOps page, you'll see the Pomodoro, which is something for keeping focus. It's a really cool technique. I would say to check that out as well. But you'll notice there are a lot of tools in here, and we set up the databases so they should be easy to use for someone managing music. I've used it pretty extensively so far. I think it could be really helpful for any independent musician, any independent record label, studio professionals, just anyone that has to keep track of music and the business around it. So, Music Label OS, it's available in the Notion template gallery, or you can get it directly through Gumroad. It's a great resource, and I hope that you find as much utility out of it as I have.